Welcome to the Polaris Customer Supportal training. The Customer Supportal will be your self-service center, providing you access to Polaris customer support and troubleshooting materials. From here you will be able to create and manage outstanding issues, search the ever-expanding knowledge base, communicate with other libraries through the forums, and more. For this demonstration, I am accessing the Supportal from our internal address, but you will access using the URL https://supportal.polarislibrary.com. The first thing you'll see is the login screen. Unlike Polaris Town, users will log in with their unique email address and password instead of a generic username. Staff access can still be restricted by the system administrator using our Supportal web security groups. Let's begin by reviewing the content included on the main page. The first icon is Search Knowledge Base. This page allows you to search everything that comprises the knowledge base, including solutions, FAQs, downloads, and forums. You can also use the knowledge base to search for enhancement requests, but that will be discussed in a separate video. The knowledge base will help you answer common support questions, such as why staff members should close the Polaris client when leaving for the day. The advanced search appears by default, and using the advanced search, you can filter by the resource type, classification, forum name, or publication dates. The next section is Downloads. This page is specific to your library and allows Polaris to share relevant documentation with you. For example, we may choose to keep a copy of your contract here, or upload something that is specific to our hosted sites. You may have noticed the subscribe button at the top. This button appears on several pages and allows you to receive notification when anything has been updated or added to the page. Our next section is Forums. The Polaris forums will now be part of the Customer Supportal, and the forum categories have been expanded based on input from the PUG Steering Committee. Instead of a general and admin forum, these forums are now topic-based. When you open a forum category, you can use the Add Topic button to create a new forum topic. You can also choose to subscribe to a specific forum category from here. Or, if you create a topic, you can subscribe to the individual topics. You will not have any forum subscriptions by default. There is also a My Forum Topics section. This page includes all the forum topics started by you or that you have contributed to. The next very important section is My Tickets. This is where all your tickets will display upon submission. System administrators will be able to view all tickets submitted by their library, and if desired, you can use web security groups to provide staff members with restricted ticket access, such as only tickets for their location or only tickets they submitted. There are also a number of search options available for filtering your ticket display. This includes the ability to view open and closed tickets. There is also a search text box for keyword searching. Be advised that each filter works as a Boolean and you can remove the filters at any time by clicking the Reset button. Our next section is Submit a Ticket. This page allows you to enter a new ticket online. The first field is for the brief description. Brief descriptions are used in several of the knowledge base searches, so try to make your description as keyword heavy as possible. For this ticket, I'll use year-end rollover. You can then select the ticket severity. While we are on the topic of severity, I'd like to take the time to define each level for you so that you can select the appropriate severity when submitting your tickets. Each ticket can be assigned one of 5 levels of severity. The first and most immediate is Site Down. Site Down is used when the Polaris system is down, meaning one or more critical Polaris subsystems are unavailable. For example, the library system or branch cannot circulate materials. The next level is Critical. Critical is used when one or more major components are not working. For example, notices are not being sent. The third level is High. High should be used when the system is not functioning as expected. For example, holds are pending out of order. Fourth is moderate. Moderate is used for functionality questions, such as can the default directory for cataloging reports be updated? The final severity is low, which is used for requests for information. A good example of this would be, will Polaris 4.1 work with SQL Server 2012? Now let's return to our ticket entry. The customer and contact will be automatically populated based on your login, but the contact can be changed if needed. The department will also automatically populate as support, but could be changed if needed. The classification field will be used to help direct your issue to the appropriate Polaris support team member. For example, by selecting Implementation Services, you indicate the issue requires implementation staff. Selecting Technical Support indicates a support engineer is needed, and Application Support indicates a site manager. For this test ticket, I'll use Application Support. As you can see, this generated an additional drop-down field to select a component. This is to help you keep narrowing your classification. The number of additional fields that generate will be dependent on which classification you select and the information Polaris staff need for that field. These fields can be a drop-down menu or free text. Working through this example, we are ultimately asked the fiscal year name and fund name. The final values you enter in the classification field will be added to the full description when your ticket is created for Polaris staff to view. The goal of these fields is to reduce the need for additional information requests by Polaris staff so that we can resolve your tickets faster. This aspect of our new system will continue to grow, so don't be alarmed as more fields generate. There is also an enhancement checkbox, which will be covered in a separate enhancements video. The next section you need to be concerned with is the full description. The full description field is where you will describe the issue in detail. Below the full description is a screenshot section. This section enables you to add screenshots directly into your ticket screen. When you click Capture Screenshot, the screenshot dialog box will appear. If this is the first time you've selected this, you may be prompted to run the program. Please select Yes or Run. You will notice that the dialog box has three options: Capture Full Screen, Capture Screen Region, and Capture Window. Capture Full Screen will capture the screen as is. Screen Region will capture a portion of the screen which you specify. And Capture Window will allow you to capture the full screen view of a specific program you are currently running. With each option, you will be given the chance to review your screen before submission. Finally, you have the option to add attachments to your ticket. When you have completed the whole form, you can click Submit, and you will be taken to a new page which tells you the ticket was submitted, provides the ticket number, and allows you to either return to My Tickets or view the ticket you have just submitted. If we view the ticket, you can see all the information is laid out for you, and you have the option to add new journal entries, or if you determine this issue has been resolved, you can close the ticket yourself using the Close button. You will be prompted to provide a reason for closing. When you click Save, the view will change slightly, and you will see that the ticket has been closed. I would now like to discuss some important information pertaining to journal entries and email in the new system. When Polaris staff create a new journal entry, you will receive the update as an email from the following generic email address: support@polarislibrary.com. The ticket number will appear in the email subject line. Do not remove this number. As our new system is integrated with Outlook, it will use this number to connect your email reply to the ticket. If the ticket number remains intact, the system will automatically pull the message body and any attachments as a new journal entry. If the ticket number is removed, a new ticket will be created. Be advised that this will only work for specific email addresses, so please refrain from using Polaris staff members' personal emails to respond to tickets. Now let's return to our tour of the Supportal. After tickets, we have Solutions and FAQs. Solutions and FAQs comprise the bulk of the knowledge base, but can be searched or browsed independently. The Solutions page also has a subscribe button, so that you can be notified when new solutions are added. Here are some solutions we have created for training. If I select one, I can see the problem and solution are outlined for me. There is also a comment section where I can add a new comment or subscribe to comments on this solution. I can also view article information, including the classification, who created the solution, and whether it's verified. I can rate the solution. And if I'm searching before creating a ticket, I can indicate if this solution solved or did not solve my issue. This information will be recorded to help us determine how valuable these solutions are to you. From the Supportal, you will also be able to link to Polaris Town and the Polaris Metro. For the time being, you will still have to use a Polaris Town login, but Polaris Metro does not require a login. Our next very important section is the Notices section. Within this section, notices from Polaris will appear in a list, and you can click or hover over the notices for additional information. These notices will be configured based on your library type. For example, our hosted customers would receive notices about scheduled maintenance to our servers that other customers would not receive because they would not be affected. The notices will include information about Polaris support disruptions due to power outages, emergencies, holidays, inclement weather, etc. There will also be notification updates on major bugs and fixes available, but they will be restricted to those on the versions impacted. And we will also include anything related to problems or guidance for Windows updates. You can also subscribe to the Notices section if you'd like to receive email or RSS notification of additions to this area. The final aspect of the main page would be the Featured Articles section. Our Featured Articles section is currently under construction, but when it is ready, the featured lists for downloads, solutions, and FAQs will appear underneath the main icons and the Notices section. Each list will contain hyperlinks to the featured content. On the left side of the Supportal is the navigation menu. This is another way to move through the Supportal's various pages and will remain constant as you work through the site. Many of these links correspond to those on the main page, with the exception of the Administration section. The Administration section is for users to control and update their personal information. This includes updating their profile, changing a password, and managing subscriptions. On the Manage Subscriptions page, you can remove individual subscriptions, as well as enable and disable email and RSS notification for each subscription. Those with permission can also use the Administration section to maintain library information, including the files and documents, email recipients list, locations, and contacts. Within the Contacts page, system administrators can choose to grant or restrict access in the Supportal using the web security groups. That concludes our Polaris Customer Supportal training. Thank you for participating. Detailed information about the web security groups discussed in this video will be coming soon.